Hello everybody, welcome back to my Aadhaar technology course. In this second session, we'll be talking about the benefits of proving that you have a unique identity. We all studied in our first session that each one of us is unique and there are parameters such as demographic and biometric which can be collected to prove that somebody is unique and that identity can be proved. In this session, you will be learning occasions where a person needs a unique identity proof, limits of traditional physical identity documents, and biometric information as a solution to overcome these traditional problems. Now let us look at benefits of having a unique identity. Just for a moment, think what do you think will happen if all of us looked exactly alike and had the same name? It would lead to chaos. So what does a unique identity have to offer to us? First, you get a bank account, passport, driving license, which no one else has. Your money in bank cannot be withdrawn by anyone except you. Secondly, you can own a credit card and get a loan. Thirdly, you can own a house, a shop, or a business. If you belong to the marginalized and deprived section of the society, the government can help you by providing subsidized food rations and various beneficiary schemes. So, can you come up with any other benefits of having a unique identity? So, since we live in a society of organization, every organization has to identify its beneficiaries or members, and in all cases, we need some kind of identity proof. Now let us take some cases where proving your identity is very essential. Case number one. Sunil Kumar, a motorcycle mechanic who has migrated from another state, wants to open a saving bank account in one of the nationalized bank. The bank asked him to submit his identity proof and address proof along with the filled account opening form. Sunil Kumar does not have any identity proof and ultimately bank refuses to open the account for him. Now Sunil Kumar has to keep the money that he earns in his person or in his house and is constantly afraid that he might be robbed or he may lose the money in some other way. Not having bank account has also prevented him from availing loans under various government schemes for which he would be eligible. Instead, he had to set up a motorcycle repair shop by putting up a roadside shelter. This all happens because he doesn't have a proof of identity which can be accepted by bank. Now let us consider another case in which one person has an identity card and another doesn't have, and how that makes a difference. A.R. Vijay and Vijay are living in a shanty town being rebuilt under the state government slum rehabilitation scheme. Both are eligible for a tenant each. A.R. Vijay had the necessary documents to prove his eligibility under this scheme. Unfortunately, Vijay R. did not have all the required documents to prove his identity. Now Vijay R. is homeless and is forced to live on the footpath with his family, his shanty house having been converted into a housing scheme for the eligible dwellers or fully paying persons. Now let us consider the third case. Neeta, a 66-year-old woman, falls under the category of below poverty line. Various government schemes exist for BPL individuals. These schemes provide rations, old age pension, etc. for such deprived people. But Neeta is unable to obtain benefits from any government schemes as she does not have any identification documents. The previous three cases show you the challenge of proving your identity. If you consider the three previous cases above, you will find that all three cases reflect a common problem, which is a lack of proper identity proof and improper authentication of an identity, hence the inability to prove one's uniqueness. It is important to understand that merely proving one's identity is not enough to guarantee a bank account or a house or food rations. But for the government to be able to reach out to the marginalized and the deprived, it is essential that each one has a proof of identity. Now let us consider the verification of identity. Having documents allows an individual to establish identity, but how does an organization which provides services verify such documents and ensure that the documents really belong to the person who has provided them? See, having a proof of identity is a two-way story. One, that you have a document which is valid, and the second one is how does the recipient actually is able to verify that document for its correctness. Verification of documents may not be a practical way of verifying identity on a large scale and a regular basis. For example, customers of a bank or the employees of a large organization. One way of confirming this is to issue an identity card having a photograph of a person. A number of institutions like banks and insurance companies use their signature or the thumb impression to verify identity. This requires collection of sample signatures and thumb impression of all the persons when they open a bank account or apply for an insurance policy. Verification of identity. In the current situation is that documents like ration, PDS, photo card, voter ID card, Kisan photo Vikas, etc. can be used to initially verify a person's identity. For a day-to-day operation, one must have a photo identity or an identifiable signature or a thumb impression. But this does not resolve the problem of people who have no such documents. So what is the solution? The point is this: in India, we already have a couple of documents which people will be carrying. Some will be carrying passport, some will be carrying voter ID and all, but across the population there is no identity card which everybody can be holding right now. Another challenge with having the proof of identity is regarding the duplicates. Services such as issuing a credit card and granting a loan need proof of the resident's identity. This process for the resident involves the submission of photographs and other documents providing their identity. Government records may have duplicate names and names of non-existing people, and these people are called ghosts. For example, it is possible that the same individual have two voter IDs. It is possible that the same family has two ration cards, and such possibilities are not ruled out. Secondly, it may be also possible that somebody is using a ration card or a identity a card of a person who is dead long back. Okay, such things are called ghost entities. Another challenge which is associated with paper-based documents or any physical documents is this. Manav steals Rohit's ration card and checkbook. This is called identity theft, and pretends to be Rohit. This is called impersonation. Manav uses the stolen ration card as a proof of address for purchasing a television on an installment plan. When the checks bounce, the television vendor goes to the given address to collect his dues. Rohit has a difficult time convincing the shopkeeper that he is not the person who has made this purchase. Here is another kind of a challenge. How would you uniquely identify identical twins brothers living under the same roof? As you can see, the process of verification of uniqueness of an individual is not a very simple one. No single parameter can uniquely identify a person. Hence, we see that there are multiple levels of verification that you need to be eligible for services from government and private sector agencies. Getting yourself verified in multiple ways means spending a lot of money, time, and effort. Now it is clear from the previous slides that proving the identity is a big challenge, and the current available identity proofs such as paper-based ration card or otherwise things are not sufficient, because there is a chance of duplication, there is a chance of faking, there is a chance of identity theft and impersonation. So what is the solution? The solution is biometric verification is an excellent solution to the problem of verifying identity of a person. Let me revise. In this session, we studied what is identification of an individual, what is verification by a second party, and who is an Indian resident. So, in the second session, we studied the benefits of having an identity card or identity proof along with a person so that he can avail services, and we also studied that how lack of such identity proof will cause problem for an individual. For more in other learning videos, you can visit http://youtube.com/user/dastikop or contact me on ravindra.dastikop@gmail.com.